Here at the Power of Sneeze, welcome to another video. It's once again on the Turnip app, not on my actual camera. I'm pretty sure you all know what I'm going to be talking about in this. I'm just going to cut to the chase. It's going to be about Weavile. But before I get into that, do please watch the whole video. Burn up the like button, destroy the subscribe button, speed to the notification bell. Leave a good comment down below. Follow me to other great Sneeze. Check out all my other YouTube videos. I do have playlists. Check out Blue Velocity and Sonic Central. Oh wait, I was cutting that crap out. But do be sure to watch the whole video. It does help me out a lot. So I went out for a little walk, and apparently it didn't record, and I didn't get the video. So I'm just gonna cut to the chase. We're going to talk about Weavile in this video, but I'm going to show you some of my favorite images of him. I'll really get into him in a discussion video on my own time when I get to that. Now, I'm also going to bring up some other things in this video that are going to be highly important, so if you guys really want to know about it, you probably want to stay here. And hopefully this video records. Maybe my video was too long. I don't know. I was out and about for over an hour, so it probably was not able to record for over an hour. So we are here to talk about my favorite right here, right now, Weavile. Yes, he is my #1 favorite. In my last video I made, which was GT3, if you guys remember, it was the Route 5 Wet rally series with the Zara rally car. You will know that I mentioned that he's top 5, top 10. Yeah, it changed very quickly. He is my #1 favorite video game character of all time, favorite Pokemon of all time. There's just so much to like about him. I will also be showing off some of my favorite images from him. Thankfully, I remember most of them from my for some reason, not fully recorded video. Hopefully it records this time and I can actually get the video. It was recording the first time, it just never gave me the video. But it recorded just fine because I hit the red button and it said, do you want to stop recording? So it was recording the whole time. So I will be sharing some of my thoughts about why I like him, talk about my favorite images of him, some of the games, and be showing off some of a lot of my posts. If you guys haven't seen none of my Weavile posts, you're missing out because, like, I've been talking about him so much. So much. I would be doing this outside normally, but it's getting later in the morning. There's going to be more cars. There's going to be more people around. It's just going to be harder to do. It'd be much easier to do at late night when nobody is around. So instead of walking around town, I'm in my bedroom doing this. It's only after 8:30, so nobody's going to wake up because nobody really wakes up at this time. So, yeah, I'm going to be talking about Weavile pretty much in this whole video. I'll be sharing a couple of things that I didn't know at first with you guys. Please do watch this because if you really, really want to know why I like him, this is the video to watch. Or unless I decide to just post stuff on social media like Instagram, Twitter, doubtful on Facebook because I don't really use Facebook that much. And the people, my family members and friends would wonder who the heck is that, and they would have no idea. So I'm just going to get to images first. It would have normally been up here. Oh, deleted video. That's weird. I'm not sure where that came from. But I will be showing you guys some of my favorite images firsthand. Then I will be talking about the games. And then I will be talking about why I like him as much as I do. So we're going to start off down here and then work our way up here to the top. I can remember what images I used. I'm just looking over briefly before I get started here of what images I used. Let's see. But yeah, he is my all-time favorite now. And it's just amazing how fast it turned. Let's see. So I use this one. Allow me to talk to myself. This recording, I talk to myself a lot. That one. Which one did I use for this section? I use this one. So you guys don't actually know which ones I'm pointing at. I use that one. I'll probably show off the one next to the one that I just said, but you guys don't see it. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, that one, this one right here is the very first one right here in this row. I will not be doing that because that involves with bad things. That one. And that one. Alright. So I pretty much have... When I was saying that one, I was pointing out which images I was using. So we're going to go from here down here to the top. So I'm going to start with this image. Thankfully, I just remembered all of them. Because it was just recorded a little bit ago. So I'm going to make this video a little shorter. Heater, you're freaking me out. Oh God, I'm worried. I'm just going to cut to the chase here with this. So you're not going to be seeing me play Pokemon Go, because that's what I was going to do. But I decided not to. So this picture right here is my home screen. As you can see, it is one of my favorite ones. It is not my favorite in general. I will get to letting you know which one is my favorite, but this is a really cool one. This was the second image I found in my time about Weavile. I just hope this records. Do all this talking for nothing. But yeah, like, it makes a good home screen. With the moonlight in the background, that left claw, which is pretty much what my name is on Discord and Twitter, Night Slash. Or, well, it's Night Slasher, but the move name is called Night Slash. It's like his signature move. It's one of his strongest. Sorry about that, guys. It's early in the morning. And I've been still dealing with my chest pains and stuff. That has not helped. But this is a really cool image. I don't know who it's by. Shenwu. But, okay, it's called Shadow Claw. Yeah, it makes sense. This is a really cool image. This was the first and only image I've used for a home screen now of Weavile, but my lock screen, I've had a few. I've had 3. But this is a really well done piece of art. Man. It's fantastic. It really is. So, like I said, I'm going to try and make this as quick as I can, but I'm not going to try and overly rush it. Here's this one. This is the second one. This is my Discord BFT. Ignore all that. Right here, Night Slasher, that's my name. Yeah, I changed it. Weavile is a real deal. Weavile is a badass. Yes, he is. So, yeah, it's really cool. Really signifies who he is. He is a dark type after all, and just the evil look on his face. That's another thing. He's very evil looking. His face. And that purple ball right there. Yeah, I'll get into how I really know about what that signifies later on in this video. But it's very, very much like who he is. Dark, sinister, someone you don't want to mess with, very quick on his feet, and his attacks are very, very good. I would know because Pokemon Scarlet really taught me that. The game that started my adventure of liking Weavile as my favorite. But yeah, this image is a really cool looking one. Let's see, is artist? Yes. I am more Tim Kun. If I botch any of these artist names, I'm sorry, okay? But it's like you're gonna see a lot of these images with him looking pretty much directly at you, so it's creepy, but it's who he is. It's who he is, and yeah, it's so cool. I just really like him. He's better than Pichu, and I will prove that to you guys right now. And I got a notification. I guess while I'm here, you guys can see my new name, Night Slasher, diehard Weavile fan. I did change up my bio. I put Weavile in there, and then I put I am a diehard Weavile fan with the GOAT, because he is a GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. IMO, and I put Sinnoh for my location. I'm trying to find the post about my favorite characters. Here it is. Right here. My updated list of video game characters of all time. New number 1. Yep, it's true. Weavile really is my number 1. And, you see how far Daisy's fallen. She's fallen down to 6th. Mine is all the way down to 15th. I didn't realize how far down he was. And as you can see, Prince Dreambert. I know I haven't talked about him in a while. He's moved up into the top 20 finally, jumping from 22nd to 19. I'm going to turn off my heater. It is making scary noises. I'm going to go ahead and sit on the floor. But yeah, you guys can clearly see that Prince Dreambert's there. But this video is not about Prince Dreambert whatsoever. This is about Weavile, the greatest of all time. Choosing over Pichu. And before I get to the third photo, this was not an easy choice to have him over Pichu. It was not easy. It was not. Now, another thing, these images I'm showing you, it's not in any particular order of how I like them. They're just images that I just really like. I think they're really cool. That doesn't mean that they're all my favorites, because let's be honest here, I like all these images. So here's the next one. This is probably one of the more goofy ones. Weavile, you can't play basketball because you'll just pop any ball with how freaking sharp your claws are. His claws are so freaking strong. If it's enough to pop a ball, then yeah, they're pretty strong. I guess I'll just turn my heater back on again. But if it makes any more weird noises, I'm turning it back off again. And that was me turning on my heater. But he can't play sports that well because he'll just pop the ball with his claws. This is a very funny image, though. I do like it. I don't remember which. I think I found this on DeviantArt. This one I do. Oh no, I found it on Tumblr. Yeah, Tumblr. I look on Tumblr, Pinterest, and DeviantArt for these images. It's quite a variety. So, yeah, this is a pretty funny image. The other image that follows along with this one is this image. I never thought I'd see the day where a Pokemon would be playing basketball. Unlike Weavile, just too strong for our ball. It's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, it's he can't play sports, unfortunately. He's not made for sports. Anyway, I'll show this little image right here. This is my Twitter PFP if you didn't see it. Him in a city. He's waiting for something to happen. One thing about Weaviles that you must know is they always want to get their hands on everything. They always want to be... They want everything they can get their hands on. And... yeah. I could see him going to the biggest cities in the world to pull off some insane heist or something with another pack of Weaviles. Because Weaviles, they usually don't go by themselves. They go together in groups of 4 to 6. Excuse me there. I'm sorry guys, I'm tired. I only got like 5 hours of sleep. Because of my stinking cats. Well, one of my cats. My other one was chill. But I could see him pulling off some sort of heist in a big city like this. Whoever made this did a really good job with it. It's a really cool setting. Unfortunately, I don't see it happen. I mean, it could happen in a city that is in where I am, where I live, but it's not too far away from here. But I mean, I could see it, but I could definitely see him pulling it off in big cities. This is another one I got from Tumblr. Yeah. Apparently it looks like this one was made in 2023, so it looks like it was just recent. Does it have a date? No. Just the date that I got it, which was December 29th. But yeah. It's a really cool image. I'm going to be saying that about every image. I love all these images, guys. I like them all. So, you're not really going to be seeing me say, oh, I have a favorite, because they're all really good. Now, on to the next one. This one right here used to be my lock screen. One of 3 lock screen PFPs that I had. Or pictures. It's very, very well done, and with that one claw hanging out, it's like he's basically saying, "Come at me, bro." Something like. Weaviles are not very scared of very many things. In fact, I can't ever recall any of the research that I've done where they've said that they're afraid of at least something. Or not. This one I also got from Tumblr. Oh, thank goodness. I'm yawning so much. That's why I wish I would have recorded the whole thing the first time. But yeah, it's very well done. Looks like the artist's name is right here. Their name is Warsuki. Yeah, it was made 2023, so it was just recent. So some of the arts that I have found of Weavile, actually were from last year. And his name is not Weavile, it's pronounced Weavile. So yeah. I've been saying it wrong the whole time. I thought it was Weavile at first, but I was wrong. Ew, piece of hair. Hey, when hair gets in the mouth. It's disgusting. But yeah, this image is so cool, and it was my first background image from the Dreambird to Weavile transition. Giving up Dreambird was not an easy thing to do either. It's still on my other phone, but it's just, I don't really use that phone anymore. I just use it for the castle tutorial. Which I'll be getting to. I'll be finishing part 26 of 28 today, so I did like 16 minutes of it last night, and I'll be saving, and I'll be doing the last bit today. But yeah, this image is really cool, and it's fantastic. First lock screen picture. Maybe a PFP at some point for social media or something, but for now, it's a really epic image, and there's darkness up here, so it makes me think that maybe what Weavile is looking at is something dark and sinister that we cannot see in the picture. But I don't know, that's just what I believe. So, this next image, I'm going to show a really funny one here real quick before I get to the next image that I'm going to show. So I have been getting back into Pokemon, as y'all know, really kickstarted with Pichu. It's already been over 7 months. 7 months since I've been back into Pokemon with Pichu. When I first started getting back into it. If y'all remember, I watched it a lot as a kid. There's actually several images in this section that I'll be getting to. Along with that one that I just showed y'all. Oh goodness, I hate yawning, especially in recordings. But I have been getting back into the Pokemon anime, and I wanted to know what Weavile actually sounds like. I'm not going to replicate it because there is one that I can do really, really well. Really, really well. And I can actually impersonate Weavile pretty darn good. It's probably my best reenactment. Yes, I even think I do better than Mario. That says a lot. But this next image is from the anime, and it's probably from a little clip or something. I need to watch all the episodes that Weavile is in, for sure. Absolutely. There's 8 episodes that he's in. But I'm going to show a funny one first. Yeah. Meowth, you're not going to pull it off. I was just going to say, it's probably really easy to make a Weavile really angry. It probably is. I mean, you could already tell in this image that Weavile is already angry at him. What episode it's from, I don't know. I'd have to find out myself. I'd have to look it up. Unfortunately, the season that I watched with my sister, he was not in, but the closest one was season 19. So, it was season 17. So, it was Pokemon XY. This image, I thought it was pretty funny at first. It still is to me. Like, Meowth, you're not... I see the resemblance of what Meowth is trying to go for. He's trying to be like Weavile, of course. But they're both cat characters, by the way. Weavile is a cat. And if you don't believe me, I will look it up just so you guys can see it. But if you guys do know and you guys do believe me, good for you. I'm happy with that because most of the time nobody ever agrees with me. But this, yeah. Which is where his fangs and claws come from, is cat. This is funny. I like Meowth trying to act all ferocious. I'm not sure where he got that costume from. Probably from some random store or some kind, or did some like crafting and whatnot to make that. You cannot get any better than Weavile himself. So whatever Meowth is doing, he's failing at, and he's not doing a good job. And I could see Weavile attacking him. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I was trying to bribe him to join the Team Rocket, which he wouldn't. Which it looks like in this bottom left corner, it looks like a river. So that tells me that this scene is taken by a forest with a river in it. And that's where this image was taken from. But I think it's pretty funny with how it is. Oh, Weavile, you are so freaking awesome. I cannot stop talking about him, guys. I really can't. This is what he would regularly look like. This would probably be a wild Weavile, just one out in the open. One out in the wild. This isn't anybody. There's no trainers. This is nobody's. But there are 2 Pokemon next to him. But I can't tell who they are. If there was a little bit more of the image, I might be able to find out. But yeah, this is a regular wild Weavile, and this is what he would regularly look like in the anime. It's to be expected, but the voice of a Weavile is definitely something I didn't expect. I didn't expect him to have that raspy kind of voice, like that one where you sound like you're kind of sick. But I think it makes him sound cooler. It makes him sound more intimidating. I mean, he is a dark type after all. But he can also do steel and ice. He can do normal. I mean, every Pokemon can do normal. Everyone can do that. But yeah, it's just like, I know I'm repeating myself, guys. I know I am, but I just can't stop talking about him. I like him more than I did Pichu. Like, you guys thought I loved Pichu a lot? Weavile's on a whole nother level. He's through the universe. Pichu is through the roof. Weavile's through the universe. You can't get me to stop talking about this guy. This guy is amazing. And there's a person I talked to on Twitter who is a massive Weavile fan as well. So anytime I post anything about Weavile, they comment or like my post or do both. It's nice to know that I have somebody to go to for a character that I like, finally. Because when I liked Pichu, I knew some people who liked him, but I didn't know a lot, so it was very difficult for me. And none of my friends really seemed to understand my likeness about him. They thought I was going completely overboard with it, and they thought I was getting a bit out of hand. I didn't think it was that bad. The obsession was bad. Me talking about him personally, why I liked him, no, it was never out of hand. But Weavile he's different than that. Like, he's older, he's more evolved. Like, he's not a baby. He's fully evolved from Sneasel. So it's not awkward. But my likeness for Weavile is through the roof, or through the universe. He's just amazing. I'll get more into his dark side when we get there. Oh, Weavile, you're so cool. So that's what he looks like in the anime. Here is another cool image. This is one of my favorite images of Weavile, and I mean that because, I mean, the snow in the background, the environment, the sinister look he gives, just that left eye just looking right at you. Just so... It makes you feel like he is directly looking at you. And you're scared. If I really saw a Weavile, I probably would be a little scared. But I would try and make peace with it. And get rid of all these notifications. But this really is one of my favorite images. The mountains in the background, it's fitting. He loves snow. He lives in a snowy environment. Weaviles and Sneasels, they love the snow. They do. They absolutely do. Um, but this one's another Tumblr one, so we do not have an artist. Just the setting, the feel, like, it's perfect because this right here is the weather outside. Cold, snow on the ground, not as much because it's melting, and there's ice. So Weavile would love the conditions outside right now. It is cold outside. He would very much like it a ton. Do I think me and Weavile would be friends? Probably not. Pichu, yes. Weavile, probably not. It would be a lot of getting used to. But like, there's not as much art of Weavile as I'd hope for. Like Pichu. But a lot of the artwork I've come across of is so good. Especially this one. This one is not my favorite though. But it's really up there. Out of all the images I have, it's definitely within the top 100 for sure. This is fantastic. Whoever, like, the pictures that I'm sharing with you guys, I unfortunately don't know the artist's name, so if I could credit them, I definitely would. But this image is so awesome, and it's definitely worth being in the top 100 in that eye, man. It's just so creepy. I'll get more into that here in a little bit. Here's another silly image. This is a Weavile fainted, but what makes it funny, look at his face, he's happy. Who would be happy to be fainted in battle? Finally figuring out the swirly eyes means, yes, you have fainted in battle. This is probably one of the funniest images that I have come across. I don't know if this is in the anime or not. It might be. It might just be a render that somebody made. But either way, it's a very funny image. That's really all I have to say. It's funny, but I can see that Weavile is a bit beaten up. Because you can see little black marks. That's because he's pretty beat up, so this poor Weavile is pretty beat up, but it looks funny with its face. This is definitely a very goofy image, and definitely one that I can laugh at. That's what I'll have for that image, but it is probably the funniest image I have here. I do have some GIFs as well, I'm sure from the episodes as well. I do want to check out, there is one other thing besides the 8 episodes that he shows up in. He does have some mini clips, like with Pichu, with the Pikachu's Island Adventures, how Pichu was there, and then the Pichu Brothers was a short little series. It's something like that with Weavile. Weavile shows up in a few of those kinds of things. Little appearances. So I'll have to find those on my own time. So the next image I'm going to show up is the last one in here. We are getting close. Oh no, we still got a little bit of a ways to go. The next one is going to be this one. The reason why I'm showing this one, well, Weavile looks amazing with a scar because it just makes him even look more intimidating and more cooler. Also, dem fangs. Wait a minute. Is that a vine growing in his face? Because you can see, I know what this picture is from. It's from a video that I watched of a group of Weaviles harassing a Sneasel, and Ash's Weavile is protecting the Sneasel. And Pikachu does use, I think, Thunderbolt on 3 of them, and, well, they're knocked out for a short time. And then him and the lead Weavile do fight. It's a pretty intense battle for how short it is, but eventually they come up with a truce, so it's all good. It's amazing that the same breed of Pokemon can fight one another. I mean, just look at the Pichu brothers. I mean, they had times where they didn't always get along, it seemed like. But this is the Weavile that I can impersonate really, really, really well, voice-wise. I'm not going to do it because I would feel embarrassed. But it is actually really good. If you watch the clip, I don't remember what the clip title was called, but I've watched it within the last week. I would share it and I would post it. But it's pretty interesting, and I know one of the attacks they used is Dark Pulse, I believe. I'm not sure, but it is a dark type move, and it was the same thing you saw in the second picture I shared with y'all. Now you're probably wondering how many more images I'm going to show you guys. I'm probably just going to show maybe a couple more. And I'm just going to cut to the chase. So, because I actually kind of want to see the mini-series adventures with Weavile, because I really want to check them out. But, yeah, this is the lead group. This is the leader of the group. And he and Ash's Weavile do get in a pretty intense fight. If it's not Ash's, it's a wild one, because there are 3 scratch marks on the right side of his face. I still think it makes him look cooler, by the way. It's like a battle scar. But, very cool. He looks good in the anime, actually. Very, very good. Not surprised he looks the way he does, because any time I see him, that's how I would imagine. Alright, so we're on to the one and only image I'm going to show here. This one. So, this one may look a little different than the rest. That is because this one is from the game that I was going to talk about. It's called Pokken Tournament DX. It is a fighting game. It's basically Smash Bros, but Pokemon only. And this is his main design. You can clearly see the fur because he is part cat and part weasel. Now, the cat part I can easily see. The weasel part, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe it is the claws that are part of the weasel. I don't know how strong a weasel's claws could be. But I have seen some realistic pieces of art of Weavile. And kind of transform into him like a cat. But yeah, this is his render in the game. And I'm not going to cut to the chase on this part. But he always looks angry. Half the time. The fangs, I mean, like, you can see the teeth. And you can actually see how sharp they are. They are very, very, very sharp. And they could pretty much get through anything. His cry is very interesting. It is very interesting, but when I get to my Pokemon Violet playthrough, you'll really know about that. What I mean by that, but yeah, this is his render in that Pokken Pokken Tournament DX. I'm pretty sure I'm not even saying the first word right at all. This is probably one of his more intimidating looks. For sure. If it was daytime, I wouldn't mind encountering one, but at nighttime, that's another story. But yeah, he's there's just so much that I really, really like about him. Oh, the biggest reasons why I like him is he shares a lot of the same traits as me. Oh, he's highly competitive. He always wants to be on top. He always wants to get what he wants. And he loves taking risks for things that I also do. They always want to get their hands on everything. Anything. Doesn't matter what it is. They want everything. Whether it's food, whether it's territory, whether it's a battle, whether it's, I don't know, pretty much anything, really. Yeah, they just, they're very hostile and dark half the time, which is why he is the darkest character that I've ever liked. Ever. Not just Pokemon, but video game characters. It really is the darkest type of character that I like. He just has that the darkness of him. It's what makes him who he is. I mean, he's always angry. He's always got that smug look. He's got that intimidation. He's got those red eyes that indicate that he very well could be an evil type. I mean, he is dark type after all, so it's fitting. So it's just a big part of who he really is. Now, I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but it really is. Pokken Tournament DX is a game I want to get. But I need a job first. And that is a big goal of mine, to get a job as quickly as possible so I can get enough money so I can get the game. I really, really want it. The person that I'm talking about as well is also a huge Weavile fan as well. And they have told me they've played the game before. They say it's really good. And then that's when I mentioned it. It pretty much sounds like it's a Pokemon version of Smash Bros. That is a game that I must get to experience the epicness of Weavile. Because there is actually a point in the introduction before a battle where he actually does smile and he's happy. Or he goes up to the camera and then does a backflip off of it. He literally runs up to it like the camera is like someone he loves. And just smiles and is very happy and then does a backflip. That is one of the very few times you will actually see him be cheery and happy like that. But it is a game I want to get my hands on. I'm not waiting until next Christmas, guys. I'm not. I want to get that job so I can get it. So yeah, that's what it looks like in the game. I haven't watched a lot of the game yet. I've only just discovered it within like these last 48 hours. So I know very little. I don't know a lot. I know very, very little. So maybe I can do some more research about it. But anyway, that's what it looks like in the game. So the next image I'm going to share is this one right here. Now this is when I last attempted this is when I mentioned about the red eyes. Clear as day, red eyes. He's the only Pokemon that I know of that actually has red eyes. Now, to me, those red eyes signify evil. I could see him being the one working with another set of Pokemon as a team and him turning his back on them and being evil. Why I say that, you may ask? Well, I mean, he very well could be an evil Pokemon. He really could be. Like, he really honestly could. I mean, not all dark type Pokemons are evil, but Weavile, I could definitely see it. Now, another dark type, well, it's a ghost type, but also does dark, that I think could be considered evil is Gengar. I would consider him evil. Because his eyes are full on red. Where Weavile's eyes are red, but the white stuff. Also, I'm pretty sure that this shadow portion is shading. I'm pretty sure it's the shading. Either that or he's got his eyes barely closed to make him even more intimidating than he already is. This is one Pokemon you don't want to mess with because if you can get the right setup with him, no matter what game it is, you are going to have a really good time. I'm not being biased or anything, being him being my favorite, but really, if you use him the right way with the proper setup, he can be one of the best Pokemon in the entire series in terms of fighting, if you have the proper setup. Now, thankfully, when I did Pokemon Scarlet, when I used Weavile as my team leader, I used him very well. Like, the proper way. I had a really, really good setup. And I had a lot of good backups as well. Just in case. Unfortunately, he was the one who fainted the most. But anytime he fainted in a battle, I would always just try and revive him so I wouldn't lose him. I may try and get started with Pokemon Violet tonight, but I need to do some work with the Switch and make more space. There is one game's data that I could really care less about, and that's New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, because I don't really play that game too much. I've beaten it twice, but the times I've had that game, I've had it since 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, which was, I think, like 2020 or 2021. I've only beaten it 2 times in, like, 3 years, so I don't really play it that much. And when I do play it, it's not for very long. So, I could get rid of that data. I know I thought about doing a Let's Play on that game, but I'm still really undecided on that. But, I mean, like, I did look up a top 10 best Dark-type Pokemon. They put Weavile as 6th. And I posted it, and I'm like, this just doesn't seem fitting for me. Or it just doesn't sound right to me. Because he deserves to be number 1. I mean, he's freaking cool. He will always be my favorite Pokemon, and that's always how it's going to be. Weavile, why must you be such a freaking badass Pokemon? Yes, I say that because it's how I feel. The ice right here, man. That crystal. He can freeze you just by blowing on you. Like, when he blows, like that, he can freeze you. Because I have a GIF of him blowing, on a Snorlax trying to get Mew, and Ice comes out. I think that's Blizzard. I think that's his attack of Blizzard. Where he freezes. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because in Pokemon Scarlet, when I used Blizzard, it would freeze opponents. Not all the time, but it was there. I just want to get started with the LP again, because I want Weavile so bad. I will say though, Pokemon Scarlet did get very challenging when it came to the closer to the ending of the game, but honestly, I'd really have to say the hardest battle was not even the final battle. It wasn't even the final battle. I may try and go with the same setup that I had before. So I'd have to try and get all the Pokemon that I had before. But here's what I'm going to do with Weavile. What I would do is I would try to explore the mountains and try and find one. Without trying to do any trainer battles or battle any other Pokemon, I'm just going to try and find Weavile. I want to try and injure him as much as I can without knocking him out so I can get him. What I like to do to get a Pokemon, I like to injure them so it's easier for me to catch them. Because if you guys didn't know, somehow, if a Pokemon is hurt or injured badly, it is much easier to catch them. Sometimes they are very stingy about wanting to be caught. So, if that's the case with Weavile, I'll do that for the sake of hurting him, but I will obviously heal him back to full, because he's my favorite. That's what I'm going to do. So, unfortunately, it's not going to be for a while, but just enjoy the game, because even when I didn't have Weavile, and even without Pichu, I really enjoyed the game. I only used Pichu for maybe 2 or 3 battles, and that was it. That's it. I really didn't use him for very much. But Weavile, I used him for countless battles, hundreds of battles. So yeah, very cool, and this is a really cool image of him, and it's just a bunch of letters and numbers. So move on to the next one. So I'm going to show you guys what he looks like in the game. I'm going to zoom in. So that's what he looks like in the game. Oh my god, why does he have to be so cool? I could go on and on and on and on about him. He looks so cool. Yeah, he looks fantastic. That pose, man. That pose just makes him look even more smug. And more like he'll want to battle me or something. They're very territorial Pokemon as well, and they like to hunt in packs, so oh my god. I cannot wait to show you guys him in action in the game, like in battles. He is so cool. Now, one thing before I do continue, I will be doing episodes based on just exploring if I've done enough progress, which means that I could explore to his area if I really wanted to. Now, the thing is I'm going to need some strong Pokemon. If you guys have played Pokemon Scarlet, I know a lot of people have. If you guys do the Titan battles, you can gain powers for the mystical Pokemon at the start of the game. It's pretty much on the cover of the game. If you can get powers, those by defeating the Titan bosses, things will be so much easier. It'll be much easier to get him. It'll be much easier to get Pokemon that are harder to get. Doesn't matter what kind of Pokemon and which areas to get to. I would know, because the struggle was real at the start. But once I progressed through the game, it got much better. But well, like once I start doing my Pokemon Violet Let's Play, which I might start it tonight if I really want to, um, it's the beginning is a little bit of just kind of get to know the game a bit more. Um, Thankfully, I already know how everything works, so playing through Pokemon Violet is going to be the same thing as playing through Pokemon Scarlet, so I'm going to know exactly what I'm doing. I'm probably going to pick the same Pokemon I started in Pokemon Scarlet, which was Sprigatito, because actually very effective for me. Very effective. I actually use Sprigatito. Its first evolvement, I forget what its first evolvement. I forgot what its name was. Florigato. Sprigatito, Florigato, and Meowscarada. I used them a ton before I got Weavile. Used them so much. They were literally at the top of my team. Because I had used them so much. Because they were literally the ones that I'd go to. But once I got Weavile leveled up and stuff, I will also do raid battles as well. I will gladly do those in videos as well. They don't count as progress, unfortunately, but it's something, it's on the side. Now, something that I have yet to discuss about, there are 4 doors in that game. Shrines with 4 legendary Pokemon. And you have to find 8 stakes of each color. There's purple, there's blue, there's green, and there's yellow. I will not be doing that because I had to use YouTube videos to help me. So if I just find them, I'll just get them. But I'm not going to be searching for them. So if you think I'm going to do that, nah, I'm not. But yeah, this is what Weavile looks in the game. He looks awesome, honestly. Them fangs, man. Them fangs. I will, like with this yellow thing on his head, the feathers, I will get more into that into another video because I do know what those mean and they are actually relevant for his climate, like where he lives. Alright, so I'm going to cover one last image here. Oh, no. Yeah, I think I will, because this was the last image I showed in the video, but yeah, this is just him in a, like, in more of, the Pokken Tournament DX game is another way of what he looks like as well. But I already talked about that, but I'll probably get more into that in another video. This is one of my favorites. Like, this, I like all the pictures of Weavile that I have, but seriously, this has got to be, like, top 3 favorite. The sinister look in his face, the claws, like, he's ready. He is ready to kill something. He is ready to go after something. He is ready to battle someone. Those sharp 4 fangs that he has. One bite into probably a person would probably put you in the ER. It would hurt so bad. The eyes are red. I mean, just look at those eyes. They are scary. And the shadowing in the background, that is what makes this image cooler. It makes it scarier. It makes it better. But Weavile is already cool enough. This is probably my favorite image of him I have right now. But I like all the images I have, but this is my favorite one. I really wish I could draw like this. If I could, I would draw Weavile right now. I really would. Unfortunately, I can't because I don't have markers or a PC. So, this is one of my favorite image. This is my favorite image. And like I mentioned, I'll get more about the yellow gem in this forehead. I'll get more about the feathers here. Yes, these are feathers. And the two in the back. Because those two in the back also have a meaning to them. But, like, seriously, like, and even having the tongue out like that. Oh. It's like, I could see it in a way of cleaning the claw, or in a way of trying to make it stronger. But I'm not sure how a Weavile would make their claws stronger, but they're pretty darn strong. He can cut through rocks and trees, and rocks and trees are very hard to get through. If he can do that to a rock and a tree, imagine what he could do to a human or anything else. Any item here. He could do so much damage. If he was controlled by somebody to do a lot of damage or to go after somebody, he could do so much damage. He really, really could. Now, before I do end this video with Pokemon Violet, I'll have to do the character customization first. I will skip that because it'll be really simple to get through. We'll pretty much cover, well, and since it's going to be a new series, I do 2 episodes, so maybe we'll hopefully get into a little bit of the adventuring. Probably not. I don't know. I don't know how long the series will be. I want to make it as long as I can. I want to have fun with it, and I want to have Weavile for as long as I can. Now, do know, I hardly did any XP farming. I found that much rare candy. I got that much EXP candies. Enough to level up my Pokemon to over 80 for all 6. I was able to get that much without XP farming. Like, even if I would have not XP farmed, I probably still would have dominated the game. It's very, very, very interesting how I was not able to XP farm. I didn't XP farm that much. I maybe had one little session, and that was it. Other than that, I played through the game correctly and rightfully so. So, with that, that is going to cover Weavile. I'll talk about him more in another video. I wanted to keep it shorter. Hopefully it recorded this time. If it's not, I'm going to be very upset. But if I have to, I'll just do a discussion video and just talk to you guys about it. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to burn up the like button, destroy the subscribe button, speak through that notification bell, leave a good comment down below, follow me into the great news, check out all my other YouTube videos. I have playlists. And be sure to do everything I just said. It does help out a lot. I always appreciate the support and feedback. Weavile is a badass, and you cannot tell me otherwise. He's just that cool. He really is. What made him my favorite? You'll never know, because I haven't given a full explanation yet. But I've given a lot of good reasons. So, next video, I will talk about the yellow gem in his head, the feathers, and the 2 in the back, because they actually have a significance. They have a meaning, because I was able to did some research. I did see that they actually had a meaning to them. But anyway, Weavile is awesome, and he will be the GOAT for life. Anyway, with that, this is a great saying. Catch you guys soon.